I think when I hired Lynn Dunn as a head coach in 2008, you talk about, somebody who was chomping at the bit to win a title as well.
Didn't accept anything but hard work. Like, if you didn't do it, you can go. And she always made jokes about, if you don't want to do this, you go work at Burger King or McDonald's and flip burgers. So,
Douglas, that's just crap. I mean, what were you thinking, Katie?
Man, practice, yeah, like getting it. On us every single day.
She'd call me over and say, hey, we need you to play a little defense. Well, that necessarily wasn't my strength.
She's super competitive, she is hard on you, she wants to push you and challenge you to be the best that you can be. And as a player, you don't always get that. And coming back as a coach and coaching alongside of her, I could just see the different levels of that she was trying to push me to and our players to.
So I'm just thrilled to win. And I'm tired of hearing that you can't ever do this in the third game, or you've never done this, you've never done that. So now we've done it.
Everybody's been talking about a repeat since we won last year. Twitter fans, Facebook fans, Minnesota fans, everywhere we go, it's a repeat.
He spots Maya inside, touch pass to Simone. There's the Olympic trio.
The defending champs has too much firepower.
Wow, that was an impressive move
by Simone Augustus.
Wheel with the spinner, and he took it.
Jones her pass inside, picked off by Maya Moore. Maya's off to the races, and nobody's going to catch her. The lay-in good over the front iron.
The Lynx have once again established themselves as the team to beat, led by Lindsay Whalen, second-year sensation Maya Moore, and the 2011 WNBA Finals MVP Simone Augustus.
Augustus free off the screen. She hits it.
If you're playing Minnesota, who is obviously a terrific team and one of the best teams in the league, there's no question.
Nobody thinks we're gonna win. Everybody is predicting that Minnesota will win it in 3. They didn't even give us a chance.
During the regular season, it was late in the year, they had a back-to-back, a home and home with Minnesota, who was the defending champs. And it was a 2-point loss in one of the games, and I think a 5 or 6 point loss in the other. And I think it told them that they could compete with the champs. I think sometimes you need to have that head-to-head matchup to know what you can accomplish. It gave them a sense of confidence that if they met Minnesota in the finals, that they could compete and win the championship.
I think we only had like 8 players, and at the time, Minnie was stacked. So it was like, how are we about to do this? But I think as a collective group, it was like, hey, one man go down, it's another man's opportunity.
Tonight, the 2012 WNBA Finals tip off here in downtown Minneapolis. And the Indiana Fever in this postseason, they faced elimination 4 times. They've won all 4 games.
For us, when we were scouting Minnesota, with them having a weapon at each and every position, it's like, well, we're gonna do this to Lindsay, we're gonna do this to Simone. We gotta try to stop Maya. How you gonna do that? Like, it was so much that you had to put into play.
We went in there just back against the wall, like, okay, this is the first game. Nobody expected us to be here. Nobody believes that we can win this. So all we need to do is just go out there and have fun and play basketball the way we know how to play.
Going to Minnesota game 1 and just completely taking them out of everything.
We were communicating, we were just taking it to them.
Oh! Got it stopped by Larkins!
Game 1 of the WNBA Finals goes to the Indiana Fever.
Series is not over, it's just best of 5, so we gotta stay focused.
The Indiana Fever look for a second straight win over the defending champ Lynx.
We know we won that first game because we defended at a very high level. They've taken a punch. Okay, they're gonna come back with the punch.
Tamika hesitates, drives hard to the right, bucket, and the foul. That'll do it here in the first. The Lynx down early.
The next 20 minutes, it will turn our way. There's no doubt about that, especially on the defensive side. We just got to keep playing.
They don't have an answer for Simone Augustus at that end right now.
She's working hard. She's fired up.
Simone's got you one-on-one up there at the top. Everybody pinch in and make her shoot over you.
We allowed her to get some clean open looks, and in a game like that, when they're down 1, they're coming back with all they have. She has the ability to take over a game, and she did.
And we're headed to Indianapolis.
We didn't step up to the plate when we needed to. When we should have rallied and we should have came closer together, it's kind of like we fell apart a little bit. and we can't afford to do that now with the defending champ.
We knew it was going to be tough coming in here, and to take one away is great. I think we've positioned ourselves well heading back home. It's going to be a war, and we'll be ready.
Tonight, a standing room only crowd is at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis for Game 3 as the Fever host the Lynx.
When the franchise started, people were so excited to have the WNBA in Indianapolis. And then, you know, it grew with success, but you wanted that championship. And I really believe that the fans helped fuel that, because when the Fever came back, tied 1-1 with Minnesota, they did not want to go back to Minneapolis because they knew what had happened in 2009.
110% effort all the time from everybody, and that will help us win this ballgame.
Tamika Catchings and the word energy go hand in hand.
And the Fever fans loving it here inside Bankers Life Fieldhouse.
We were just so focused and so into the game and into every possession, and we didn't even realize, you know, the score. We didn't care about the score.
Are we really 30 points ahead?
Game 3 goes to the Fever, and they're up 2-1 in this best-of-5 series.
We were one of those teams where it didn't have to be one person every night. We kind of just spread the love.
So much of it is about chemistry and everybody playing their role and all having that common goal.
I don't want to get too excited, so on Sunday, ooh. Oh, we'll talk about how I feel after that.
Tonight in Game 4, a win and the Indiana Fever will celebrate their first title in franchise history.
To see the newspapers, to see the TV stations, to see everybody talking about the Indiana Fever, I mean, that was just a special moment. And to walk in the building and sit there and see the fans unite behind the team, there was no way that they were going to go back to Minneapolis for a Game 5.
I mean, their heart and soul is in every pass, every possession, and they, along with our, you know, Tamika and that will, when you talk about willing somebody to win, the energy, they were not going to let us get out of here without that win.
5 on the shot clock. Phillips pulls back, fade away, pretty shot. Devontae Sellis tried to pick up where she left off in Game 3, and she does. Larkins fights for it down on the block against Brunson. That's a heck of a matchup. In the paint, turn around, pretty off the glass and in.
Just like the atmosphere, the environment, everybody cheering, just.
You know, to sit there in Game 4 and especially late to know what was going to happen was something that I'll always remember.
7-time All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, year in, year out, MVP last year, but there's one thing missing.
And I looked up and I saw the score, and I don't even remember like the point spread that it was, but I'm like, we're gonna win this game.
Out with an injury, able to come back and at least experience what it's like to be on the court.
When she called my name, I don't even know what I thought. I was like, okay. Again, just to step foot on the court was a special moment, to be out there more so with my teammates.
The only thing I remember at the end of the game and throwing the ball up and just like, we did it.
And Indiana has won the WNBA Championship for the very first time.
I want to thank all the people that have supported me along this journey and supported us. Everybody wants to be around a champion, but let's be real. Well, that's the end goal, and that's the end accomplishment. All of the commitment, all of the things that we've done along the journey, that's also part of it.
It's the way we won the championship more than, you know, the championship itself. The fact that we were down players, the fact that we were the underdogs, you know, all of that.
You just have to have really good players that are ready to contribute when their number's called.
We stuck with it and supported each other through everything.
It validated what this franchise was and is and can be.
It's amazing. It's amazing. I miss my teammates. A special group of people. There'll never be another 2012 team.